What's up, guys? We're at a DNA lounge right now. We're going to check out Mortified.
It's daylight.
It's a day. So apparently, I'm the first person. I've never heard of Mortified before a month ago. It's a collection of people who read embarrassing excerpts from their journals and diaries.
So kind of like, if any of you are old enough to remember, they might still have this, I really don't know. 17 magazines, like, I think it might have been, the section might have been called Mortified, where girls would write in like, oh my God, blah, 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 tampon fell out of my bag, I'm so embarrassed. Like that, but for adults.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I can't wait to see this. It should be really fun. I don't know if they're going to let us film or not. I'm crossing my fingers they do. Either way, it's going to be cool. By the way, if you guys like this and you want to see more of what there is to do in San Francisco, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notifications so you can see where we've been next.
Where we've been next?
Where we're going next? What would I do without her?
Okay, cool. Hi guys. This is a weird one that you're seeing for your first time. So yes, the show normally involves regular citizens like yourselves that have agreed for whatever reason to share from their actual teen diaries, poems, songs, all these things they wrote before the age of 19. They didn't know they'd be sharing in front of all of you. If you brought your Bible-thumping nun of an aunt here today who's offended by these things, you should leave. It's gonna get weird, it's gonna get nasty. I'm just giving that up. Did I give a disclaimer? Good. In addition to that, and speaking of sexiness, we got these motherfuckers behind me. Don't freeze! Alright? These guys are a band, but they're more than a band. They're an institution. They are very attractive individuals. They are talented individuals.
San Francisco, how you feeling?
Yes, awesome. Guys, welcome to Mortified super sexy summer show.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Back in the day as a teen, I would wonder, dear God, would this please be the summer that I got a phone number of a human female? I was obsessed with that very detail, but like Oregon Trail, that path was really scary. It feels like love, but it was dysentery. I think about how I could conceive a smooth ploy to get a girlfriend on the beach, but spoiler alert, it didn't work. Cause if a girl would even talk to me, I would approach her really motherfucking awkwardly, and the braces made my smile so fly, and my pimples were popping like the 4th of July.
About a Jewish family camp that went crazy, and a hot summer fling between Baby and Swayze. And I was only 10, but I learned a lot. The shit got really awkward and shit got really hot. For example, I soaked it up like a sponge. Sex begins with a squat and a lunge. My name is Claire. Solid name. I grew up in Toronto and I went to an all-girls school. I was a pretty good student and I had friends, but I was not one of the popular girls. I did hang out with them on the fringes, but was pretty widely considered to be the biggest loser among them. Although I was very dramatic, I desperately wanted to fit in and be liked, especially by boys. So I'm going to read to you from the following entries. Start when I'm 13 in grade 8 and span around 2 years, covering my attempt to get a boyfriend, my friendship woes along the way, and my troubled relationship with my arch nemesis, Kim Wright. April 18th, 2000. I was talking to Katie today and Kim Wright was behind us. And I said to Katie, John is like my best friend. He's like all I have. And Katie said, hey, I want a best friend. Let's be best friends. And then Kim from behind us said, isn't Jill your best friend, Katie? And Katie said, I'll have two. And I said the same, and Kim gave her the meanest look. Kim pisses me off so much. Whenever a guy likes her, she brings up the situation so much. Like with Ethan, she keeps on saying, "Oh, Claire, do I go out with Ethan or not?" God, it gets so annoying the way she wants everyone to know. I get so upset when Ethan never calls me. I always call him, and he never, ever calls me. And whenever I want to see him, he only wants to if it's in a group of people or he's just wanting to use my trampoline. Today, Ceci explained to me how to give head, and now I really want to do it. It isn't that big of a deal, and guys love it. GGG, love Claire. But when I confronted him, there were some lies that I told to him. And I didn't want to lie when I later transcribed that conversation word for word in my diary. So next to every lie, I put a red star. April 19th, 2000. You never goddamn reply.
Not to you.
Why?
Because you're fucking annoying.
Damn.
Okay, whatever. You can't get girls, I can get guys. Star.
Say what?
Never mind, but you're an asshole.
Go bother your so-called friends and stop talking to me. I have better things to do than sit here and make fun of you. It's just so easy.
Damn.
Fuck you! I have more friends at your school than you do. Star.
Yeah, okay. So go bother them. Or what? They don't want to talk to you?
Whatever, I don't care. I'm better off without you.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense. Because you were never with me.
Why don't you go have some goddamn sex with your little friends and see if I give a fuck?
Okay, you flat, ugly, dirty, greasy-haired girl. No one likes you.
Let me contradict that statement. First of all, I am no longer flat. Second, I can't be all that ugly if I have a boyfriend who's rich, hot, popular. Star. Next to the star, ever the optimist, I wrote, I will though. She moves in on every guy. Andrew, Jason, who else? Beth is pissing me off too. She's my best friend, but she can still include everybody else in her AIM about me info and not me. Jesus, happy fucking Easter to you too. I want to try being a loser for a day with no friends. None. Because at the moment I am sick of everyone. I want to be friends with the weird girls in my class. I want a boyfriend. I want to make out. I don't know what I want. I love my brothers. I loved camp because unlike at school, where I couldn't see boys that often going to an all-girls school, at camp I could see boys every day. And there was one that definitely caught my eye, named Chris. These next two parts are from letters that I wrote to my best friend Beth while I was at camp. July 23rd, 2001. Oh my God, have I got some news. Over changeover, everyone was sleeping in the theater. Lying on a mat, it was Chris, then me, then Diane, then Stan Sampson, then Jess. Lots of space between Jess and Stan. Little between me and Chris. Chris Gable, that is. Well, Chris and I couldn't sleep, so we were playing Thumb Wars. It was pitch black. Everyone was asleep. So we kept intertwining our legs and holding on to each other, and there was zero room between us. We started playing Truth or Dare. It was like, I dare you to bite my shoulder, kiss my arm, kiss my belly button. Well, when I kissed his belly button, I was wearing nothing but underwear. I'll explain later. So I was straddling him and I jumped him. So we made out for a bit and then he sloppied me. So just so you know, sloppied is a term that we used in Toronto for when a guy fondles and kisses your breasts. So he sloppied me and then he kissed my neck. Fuck, it felt so amazing. He is the best kisser I've experienced, honest to God. He tried to take my underwear off, but I wouldn't. So he was like, this sounds dirty, rubbing me outside my underwear. Then he put my hand on his penis outside his boxers and said, nervous? Ha, smiley face. So we kept making out and shit. The best night of my motherfucking life. Well, anyways, how I got to wearing almost nothing. In our Thumb War game, he made a penalty, which was that every time you lost a game, you take off an article of clothing. He was honestly the best kisser and sloppier and kiss-necker I've ever experienced. You see, Beth, let me tell you the difference between me and you. You just say straight out, we made out. Here I am writing a page and a half about our porno scene. I'm just a person who loves details. In the middle of the night, Stan Sampson started eating a bag of ketchup chips. It was so gross.
My breasts are really big, star. I don't care what you think, star. My breasts are still big, double star. We're playing sexy thumb war in the dark. And now I'm in my underwear. And yes, I wonder where you're gonna kiss me. Oh, let's get sloppy and talk about hockey.
Wait a minute.
Wait, who is this?
Alright, yeah, it's me. I'm gonna sing you a song. Damn straight, it's Ms. Right. No, I can't go wrong. My name is Kim. Do you have a boyfriend? I'm gonna steal him. And then look at you mean. Cause I'm a bitchy girl team.
Before I start, that is me, my brother, and grandma at a square dancing convention. Hello, my name is Jacob. I grew up in Oakland, and ever since I'll be performing in Oakland tomorrow night. Anyways, ever since I was young, I knew I wanted love in my life. It all hit me at the same time back in 4th grade when I received a prank phone call from a girl in my class. She said, "Hi, this is Lisa. I love you and I miss you." Then she laughed and hung up. I found out on Monday that it was just some girls at my class at a sleepover, but even though it was just a prank, just the thought that a girl could be in love with me changed my life forever. Yeah. I started keeping love lists in an old journal my teacher had given me as a class assignment in 2nd grade. Lisa, of course, was at the top of the list because she was the girl from the phone calls. In 6th grade, Lisa D was replaced by Emma. To be fair, Lisa had slapped me, and Emma was really pretty and didn't slap me. Emma, I don't remember what my grandma's birthday is. I don't remember what my favorite aunt's birthday is. Emma's birthday is next Sunday, July 14th. So please wish her a happy birthday. Oh, no, this Sunday. Oh shit, it's this Sunday. I need to get a present. Anyway, then I started middle school, and things changed big time. I wasn't going to school with girls anymore. I was in 7th grade, surrounded by women. So I wrote my first sex fantasy in the journal. It had 2 names at the top, Zoe and Annie. I think I wanted to show I wasn't picky and either one would be just fine. Age 12, Zoe, Annie. I long to caress your beautiful body, squeeze your beautiful breast and lick you all over. I want to put my arms around you and squeeze your beautiful butt. You have the butt that every woman would love to have. It's round, plump, and just hanging out there waiting to be squeezed. The thing I really want to do with you is go skinny dipping with you and then dry you off with my body heat. Then go to the beach and first unbutton your shirt, then take off your shirt, then take off your bra, B-R-A-W, with my mouth. Then unbutton your pants and take off your underwear. Then I take everything but my underwear off. You take that off. On the surface, it was a satire, but I knew that every girl in that class would get a copy, and they would see what a sexy player I was, and they would totally want to get with me. Here's how the story begins. Everything became suddenly quiet as she walked through the double doors at the end of the hall. She knew where she was going and who she needed to see. Herbie Flinkman. Herbie pulled her close, feeling her heaving breasts crush against the calculator in his front shirt pocket. I should mention I went to a Catholic high school, and my teacher was a young guy who was rumored to sleep with the seniors after they graduated. In the margin, he wrote, "Great start." I might write the same thing, I don't know. After this, there are several more pages of gratuitous sex fantasies leading up for the big ending, which I knew was going to show everyone how ready for action I was, and also how super creative I was. The doorbell rang out, and Herbie jumped up to answer it. There she was, Renee Harrison. She wore a skin-tight red miniskirt and red high heels. She walked over to the bed and motioned for Herbie to follow. As their tongues chased and played, Herbie reached up and slowly caressed her large breasts, which hung before him like the fruits of God on a tree. Herbie could feel her rotating her hips, moving her pelvis all around his manhood, breaking every barrier of pleasure imaginable. Then, Herbie felt something else. He opened his eyes and noticed there were more women in the room. Dozens of them. They were all naked and coming over to the bed surrounding him. He could feel their breasts all over his body. The pressure was becoming unbearable. He felt the bones in his legs start to break. Herbie opened his mouth to scream just as Renee bent over him. Her breast entered his mouth and started going deeper and deeper down his throat. "Oh yes," moaned Renee. "Oh, I like that." Herbie could feel his lungs running out of air. He felt his ribs start to crack and cave in, puncturing his internal organs. He tried to scream, but the breasts only muffled his sound. He started turning blue and began to twitch. And it was in this way that Herbie Flinkman was crushed to death by 272 pairs of breasts. So the good news is my teacher loved the story. He said, "You certainly have a creative, obsessive idea here. You touch on every young heterosexual male fantasy nicely. I like it." That blanket in center field of the Little League Diamond in Oakland near the Collicott Tunnel. Under the moon. When the time came, I was ready. And let me tell you, it was the best 45 seconds of my life.
I sort of missed out on having a role model, or being able to ask life questions and get advice and have the talk, which I still haven't had. But I liked rap music, and so I could always look up to rappers because they had this confidence that I lacked at the time. And like I had posters of like Ice Cube and Ice-T, pretty much all the major ices. Except Vanilla. Fuck that guy, right? And so I wrote these raps, and I'm not gonna lie, I wrote some fucking gems, you guys. I'm riggedy ripping shop. I'm flowing like a soda pop. My rhyming is precise, known to be naughty, also nice. And corny pop is paying the price. Yo, motherfuck Vanilla Ice. I'm never flaking, never faking. I never claim to be Jamaican. But if you guys love cultural appropriation and spell rapping, you are gonna love pig Latin rapping. Esye, iste, I'll stay illway, Akme, ooye, Ushray, ute, the E-wine ray and say, well now, what did he say? And just a little peek behind the curtain, in pig Latin rapping, every word rhymes. Was head over heels in love with her, and so every day I would come up with an excuse to go to the mall where she worked and like bring her an Italian soda because that's what she liked, and know that what I had to offer until if maybe someday I made it as a rapper. I mean, I might be missing Mackin Mac at Mickey D's. Mickey D's, yo, what's the time, please? I missed my Mac, go back to the shack, now I'm Mackin, Roni, and cheese. My lyrics put you in a trance, and girlies drop their pants, and... I didn't finish that one. Something dancing. I float like a butterfly, and I kick ass like a donkey. It should be easy to see that I'm just naturally funky. And we would just sort of drive around and hang out, go to the movies, talk, whatever. It was great. And at the end of the evening, I would like reach out and shake her hand, and like looking back, it seems polite. And out of this, and my sexual frustration, I guess you would call it, came some very awful, misogynistic, terrible rap lyrics. I'm sorry. I'm picking up on the girlies whenever I can, and if the girlie has a boyfriend, yo, I don't give a beaver damn. We're gonna work up to the good stuff, you guys. I've got a tough cock, see, as if my name was Rocky. Hard as a rock, but we ain't living in the Stone Age. It's not about rocks, it's cocks. More like the Bone Age. I'm tickety tagging, I'm not bragging, I just snaggle the puss. But I'll stop with this. The only dog I dig, I'm giving a bone to doggy style, then down your throat, don't choke, forget the coke, here, have my cock and a smile. So, believe it or not, after all that, I was still hanging out with this girl. And one of her friends at some point was like, why haven't you made a move? She's totally into you. You should tell her your reps. I didn't. I did work up the nerve to finally kiss the girl that I was in love with. And she kissed me back. And then like a week later, moved across the country. I haven't talked to her since. I adore tossing your hair. It makes such a beautiful salad. Feeling the need to get to your brain is just so overwhelming. others that were not as introspective as that one. Mother Tucker, ooh, I wanna fuck her. Eat her pussy, lick her ass, wonder, is that crass? Son, wipe out the filthy truth with some Dr. Ruth. I turned the channel and started over. Leave it to Beaver is what I want of you. I can whip out my dick and spew goo all over her belly and make her real smelly. She can walk home like a glazed donut. You gotta be schmoove. I don't know why I put that H in there. You gotta be schmoove if you want to keep up with this fella. I'm a cold bro, not ice. Don't call me vanilla. God, I was so mean to Vanilla Ice. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
With me, but I really like the quota. I like how you bring me Italian soda. And I guess we have a friend in common who's telling you that you can rap it and you're robbing.
All right, so that was Mortified. Definitely a lot of fun. It was everything I expected and more. It was hilarious. I don't think I could personally do that. I didn't keep a lot of journals when I was younger, but looking back, man, a lot of the stuff I went through was really embarrassing. I think it's the same for most of us. So I give the performers an incredible amount of credit for standing up there and doing that. I guess they also have a podcast they do, which I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check out that podcast. Apparently it's wildly popular and extremely entertaining. So if you get the opportunity, I would definitely check Mortified out. I think the tickets are $22. They might have been $17 ahead of time. So well worth it. Yeah, Mortified, incredibly brave people telling incredibly hilarious stories. Definitely don't miss it. As always, we marked the spot. Now you go check out the treasure.